Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, January 19th, 2024. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. I had an amazing afternoon yesterday. I spent it with Annapolis Subaru and the Anne Arundel County Community Action Agency, helping them distribute more than 400 brand new winter coats to kids in need in our community. More fulfilling than any meal I've ever had. All right, we do have news, so we better get into it, shall we? John Stephen Kai Ziegler, the former Anne Arundel County Director of Planning and Zoning, was indicted earlier this month in connection with a fatal hit-and-run incident that occurred in January 2023, resulting in the death of Zarko Peruza, who was riding his bicycle along Hilltop Lane in Annapolis. He faces multiple charges, including negligent manslaughter, criminally negligent manslaughter, and driving under the influence of alcohol. Kai Ziegler did turn himself into the Annapolis Police Department yesterday and is currently being held without bond. He resigned from the county in December of 2022, just about a month before the crash, and is currently the division manager for the Planning and Zoning Department for the city of Cambridge over there on the Eastern Shore. Well, it's sort of a snow day. Anne Arundel County Public Schools were scheduled to close today for students because of the semester break. Employees were expected to work, but they can all now work remotely due to the weather. Any decisions regarding afternoon or evening athletics and activities are pending, and an announcement on the school's social media pages is expected by noon today. Just a quick follow-up to our Mission Barbecue story from yesterday. The location at City Dock in Annapolis is permanently closing, as we told you. The final day of operation will be tomorrow, January 20th. Still, no official statement from corporate on this, and if I was a betting man, I'd say that this building is going to be vacant for quite some time. It is a large building, there are parking challenges, and the City Dock is about to be torn up for 2+ years, and that's if it all goes to plan. Here are a few things to consider doing this weekend. Tonight, you can get over to Ram's Head on stage and catch Daphne Ekman, an Annapolis singer-songwriter. She's releasing her very first album, Where You Left Me, with the Heartside Trio. That's at Ram's Head on stage. It's her first headlining gig at Ram's Head. The Gin Game at Compass Rose Theater opens tonight with Janet Luby and David Elias starring. It's going to run through February 18th, and this is up on the 3rd floor at Maryland Hall. And over at the Annapolis Town Center, what was to be a 2-day fire and ice, well, they call it Frost and Flame Festival, has been trimmed back to 1 day, tomorrow. Fire dancers, ice sculptors, food trucks, live music, just a general good time. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow at the Town Center. And finally, also at Maryland Hall, it's in the main theater this time, it is the ASO's, or for those who are acronym challenged, the Annapolis Symphony Orchestra's family concert. That's 11 a.m. to noon on Saturday. You want to be sure to catch our local business spotlight with Terry Jacobson, a local death doula. And if you missed the bonus pod we dropped yesterday afternoon, give that a listen as I spoke with 4-time Grammy Award-winning artist Sarah Jarosz, who will be at Maryland Hall on February 5th. Today on Canines and Crosstreks, we do meet Milo, who is a 12-year-old purebred miniature poodle. One of his humans got ill, and they couldn't take care of him any longer, so they surrendered him. You want to listen to our spot now and then check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon for our irresistible photos and I think a video, and get all of the information on how you can adopt Milo. And again, don't forget that we have that daily newsletter that features only the top local news stories of the day. We send it out to your email inbox at 7 p.m. every night. Yes, that is 365 days a year, all without a paywall. It's perfect for keeping up with the weekend's news since we don't release a DNB on Saturday or Sunday. Here's a link right here in the show notes for you to subscribe. And that's it. Now it's time just to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world. And if we do, please leave a review somewhere or tell a friend to give us a listen. We also want to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. It's Friday, the weekend is here, and now it is time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, keep shopping local. Other than that, we're going to see you on Monday. Now hang tight because George from DCMDVA Weather is here with the only locally forecasted weather report you'll find, and of course Canines and Crosstreks, so do hang around for that. All that's coming your way in just a minute.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, January 19th. Another day, another inch or more of snow for the Annapolis region, ending this latest snow drought at a mere 3 days, the way it should be in wintertime in Maryland. Look for highs today in the low 30s, with light snow lasting into the early or mid-afternoon hours, with snowfall totals likely ending up somewhere in the 1 to 3 inch range across all of Anne Arundel County and most of the Maryland Eastern Shore, with a small but valid chance that Annapolis proper sees a bit more than that, much like we saw earlier this week. But the best expectation at this point is for 1 to 3 inches. And once the snow clears out, colder air and gusty winds will move in later tonight, making for a very cold day Saturday, with highs only in the mid to upper 20s, with very cold wind chills as winds gust over 30 miles per hour at times. So be sure to bundle up if headed out to the Ravens playoff game tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. in Baltimore. From there, it'll be one more day of cold on Sunday, with highs in the mid-30s, to be followed by sunshine and warmer temps around 40 degrees on Monday, ahead of mixed skies in mid to upper 40s, 4 p.m. highs on Tuesday, with temps then climbing back up into the 50s, with a chance of rain returning to the region very late Tuesday or early Wednesday and lasting for a few days as we add more rain to already very high rain totals from the past 60 or 70 days in the region. Okay, that's it for today and this snowy, wintry week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe, especially out and about on roadways today and tomorrow morning. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and X for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Anne Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks, sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
All right, well, welcome back to Canines and Crosstreks. We are sitting here in a beautifully clean conference room, which must mean...
I mean, you shouldn't have done it, Kelly. This is really
always clean. What do you mean?
There must have been some big shots here recently,
yeah.
or at least bigger than Billy and I.
It is. It's Milo. Milo is here today.
Oh, what's up, Milo? So who's Milo?
Okay, so Milo actually is a return, and it's a sad story because he was very happy where he was. The owners loved him, but unfortunately, one of the owners fell sick, and they could no longer keep him, and they were very upset. And I was here for the surrender, and those are the reasons why we're here. I was just so heartbroken.
Was he with these?
Oh my gosh!
Was it
at least like months? Yeah, probably like 8 to 9 months.
So it was. Yeah, it wasn't like a weekend.
No, not at all. And it's very difficult when people are surrendering, especially for reasons like that. But that is why we exist. But at the same time,
and he was adopted here.
He was adopted here. Yeah. And so Milo is a miniature poodle. He's cream and white, and he's 12 years old. And the owners did write something, so I'm just going to read a couple of lines of it. And that he is completely housebroken and never makes mistakes, which we all know is very important. It's not a deal breaker for me or some people, but I just want to make sure that he gets the credit for that. They take him out first thing in the morning, and he does his business, and again at 1:30. So he was very regimented.
So it was scheduled.
Yeah, it was a very scheduled thing. So he sleeps with us, even though we bought him a bed. The bed is for daytime, evening resting, and they did bring the bed with him, which is nice. And he also sleeps on the 2 recliners that they have. They give him canned food and then leave some dry for him. And he doesn't like to be brushed or have his nails clipped. And he goes to a groomer. As you can see, he's really well groomed. And they really kept him in really nice shape. He's not that playful. He doesn't want to chase balls or play with the rope or any, like the tug of war or anything. But he just wants to just hang out and just be with the people. I mean, what a great dog. He's a senior dog.
He feels like a really warm sweater.
He does. He does. It's a poodle. It's a little curly-haired poodle thing.
Talking about warm sweaters and stuff like that, yesterday you guys did Operation Warm with Annapolis Subaru, didn't
day.
you?
Yeah, you were there.
I was.
Big day.
And you had somebody from the SPCA.
That's right. We had Paws the cat and Lucky the dog.
There you go.
They had a blast.
Tell you what, we timed this pretty well because it's freezing.
Yeah. It's so cold.
It's so cold. So great to be able to hand out warm jackets and make sure they fit. And
no, I think the official count was like a ton.
Yeah, that's right. 1,800 pounds.
Yeah, 1,800 pounds of jackets.
Jackets. Wow.
You're weighing the jackets in pounds, which is cool.
We're very grateful that Subaru helped us out with this, and we're very, very proud to be able to have handed out that many coats to that many kids.
So I'll tell you, and the Anne Arundel Community Action Agency is a great organization. They can figure out exactly where they need to go, where the need is the greatest. There are a lot of kids running around Anne Arundel County today that are a lot warmer than they certainly were yesterday. That's for sure.
It's a big deal.
Thank you to Annapolis Subaru and your whole team of people that make this happen all the time.
Thank you guys for helping.
Did the dogs have fun in the snow the other day?
Oh my gosh, they had so much fun. And it's so weird because you do learn that some of them just hate it. I mean, they walk out and they're like,
the paws go in and they're like, oh no, nope.
Yeah, they're digging those paws in and saying, we're not doing this. And then the others are just running through and just
rolling
having a good time. And you know what's so funny is I have a dog that I was like, why is my dog acting so weird in the snow? Well, I realized he's so young that it was his first time. Because all of the other ones ran out and they're all having fun and stuff. I was like, what is wrong with you? Why are you being this way? And he looked at me like, what the heck is going on?
I don't like the snow.
You don't?
No. Not
You've
a big
got all
fan.
those cars to clean off.
Yeah, like what's the worst part about
when
it snows? Cleaning off your car, doing that stuff. Yeah, we
just a few.
We just have a few.
See, if you guys had the money that the state legislature has, you could put that heated things under the sidewalk like they put in there so they don't get their little tootsies wet when they walk.
That would be
to the state house.
That would be lovely. Yeah.
So you know what I wanted to bring up is a couple of things and talking about my Crosstrek.
Oh, geez.
Everybody's tired of hearing about it, but oh well. First of all, I love it. I wanted to compliment the salesperson that helped me get to know my car the night that I was buying it, because I got in and he did such a great job in explaining everything. And I did ask for a quick version and he went along with me, which I'm sure you guys hate when people do that. But I said, oh, can you just do a quick version? Because it was late and it was New Year's Eve, something like that. Last day of the year, right?
Last day of the year.
Last day of the year. That's me. And so the fun thing was I got in the car, I was very comfortable with it. And now I just got to notice that 2 weeks later, I'm supposed to go back in case I have questions, which I love that. And I'm sure Teresa went through that, right, John?
There's an awful lot of stuff that you learn
Yeah.
I mean,
After
there's a
driving
lot
it,
of
which I
buttons,
love
a lot of
that.
buttons to
Yeah.
push and knobs to twist.
Well, there's
Screens.
a lot of times what happens is, you go through the whole process. It's exciting. It's, you get in the
Overwhelming.
car
You're like,
and you're like,
"Ah."
yeah, I
Yeah,
understand. I understand. And
Yeah,
then,
I got it. I got this. I got
and then
this.
3 days later, you're like,
What is that?
I can't remember any of this.
Right. But I just thought it was great because I do know that other car dealerships don't do that.
Yeah. It's
And
something that
you kind of just drive around
yeah.
trying to figure it out, and you get the quick reference thing out, and you're like, okay. But
Well, we've talked about that before. That I mean, Annapolis Subaru is not like a, hey, thanks for buying the car.
Yeah.
Have a good
See ya.
have a good life.
See you later. Now we try to build relationships, and we want you to know how to work your car.
yeah.
There's a lot of cool things that these cars do, and a lot of it, a lot of the safety stuff is stuff that happens on its own. But you still want to know what does that certain chime mean? What does that light coming on mean? So you don't freak out.
You would have been proud of me. Do you ever go on Reddit?
I do.
I totally defended the honor of the SPCA
You
on
did.
that the other
Why,
day.
thank you.
There was somebody that was saying that it was. They said, "Is it legitimate?" Because I guess they saw someplace else like the hard, adoption process and everything else, and they said, is it legitimate? I mean, because some of the links on your website are broken, but there was a number of people that were on there going, "Oh no, I adopted there. They're great. They're wonderful." And
that's nice.
And I went back. I said, "Oh yeah, no, here it is." And they said, "Well, there's not even any I said, "Oh yeah, there's contact information." You look. So I mean, I put your email address
thank
up there, and
you.
I said, "Here." I said,
Give them your cell phone number, address.
give out
I did. It drives a white 2024 Crosstreks.
Yeah.
Crosstreks.
License.
Wilderness.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw that Jalopnik, which is a fairly well-respected car website, they're also sharing the love for Subaru again. They're like, they're basically saying that we did it our way. They said it's like they came in 75. When they first came to the United States, they sold small, funky cars that were decidedly un-American. And as it's grown, its identity became more established. It became the first automaker to offer an all-wheel drive passenger car, which I didn't know. Mm-hmm. Early adopter of turbocharged engines. First one that did a crossover SUV with the Forester. And basically they said they just didn't go by the norms that the auto industry in America set, and they just did their own thing, and look at them now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, there's definitely unique things that make Subarus, and that's what we ask corporate to continue to deliver in their cars. It's the safety, the reliability, the all-wheel drive. It's
Well, they say that Subaru is not, and they said that like when Porsche came out with the Cayenne as their crossover SUV or whatever it was, all the Porsche people were pushing back, like no, you're not. You're you were an exotic sports car and a speeds car. You're not a family SUV.
Really?
And they said that with Subaru, it's you. I don't say you don't know what you're going to get, but I mean, they just stuck with what they do and what they do best.
Yep.
Exciting. And they are relentless with their seatbelt. Did you notice that in Teresa's car?
The what?
Wow,
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't even. I mean, it's good because
Can't
I'm
even
one of
listen
those.
to the radio.
No,
if you don't
but
have your
it's
seatbelt buckled.
the seatbelt, the reminder, put your seatbelt on, put your seat. It starts quick.
We
like when I
care
compare it to my
that
other cars.
much more about your
You
life than
do,
everybody
that you
else. Yeah.
I'm like, can I just even?
No, you
get
can't
in
even.
the
You
car?
can't even pull out of your
It's
driveway
ringing.
without
No, you
buckling
can't.
up.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
In my other car, I could always pull out, and then I'm like, oh gosh, that's right. Before I get out of my community, put it on because
gotta
I'm
put it
not.
on.
I'm not as great with that as a lot of people are, and so it reminds me. I'm like, oh, that's right. But let me tell you, I barely have it started. It's like, hey, it's like.
It's great if you have kids because, you're like, even in the back seat, it'll do the
Yes.
same thing.
And I like because when you get out, it says check the rear seat
Yeah.
every single time, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there could be a little.
Well,
puppy dog
Teresa
back there.
won't get out of the car and leave the car until it says goodbye to her.
Yeah.
Really?
Goodbye.
Oh,
That means okay. I've got my keys. I've turned it off.
Yeah.
Oh, how friendly.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so everybody, that's Milo in the background.
Milo is
barking. So we-
Milo's got a little bit of a mouth on her. Have we talked about the championship that I won in Florida?
Oh my god, we did.
No, we haven't.
Maybe we
We
should.
talked about it. Don't you
was it?
remember?
We don't remember.
What was the score? It was like lacrosse 1, Billy's finger 0.
Yeah. Had a little
Okay,
injury.
we got to talk about that X-ray you sent along to us.
Dislocated finger.
Wow, I thought that was a joke, and that
No.
really was your finger.
Yeah, I was like, A-okay. Nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was fun. So that's what happens when you're 40 and you try to still play.
But you did well,
lacrosse.
right?
Yeah, we won the championship.
That's all
It was
that
fun.
matters.
And it was a lot of fun down in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I brought the kids. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, they must have had so much
Little
fun watching you. Yeah.
They did until I got off the field after the championship game and I took my glove off and they were like, "Oh my God,
That's so gross.
what happened to your head?" It's like, yeah, we're not gonna go to the beach right now. We're gonna go to the ER.
Yeah, we haven't stopped. Well, that's good. You're used to watching them.
Yeah.
And they're used to you watching them, and they got to see Daddy.
Yeah, they had a lot of
Playing
they had a
on
lot of
that
fun.
field.
Yep, that's
Cool.
good. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank you. Thank
Hey.
you.
Going back next year?
Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
Yeah, got to defend the title.
So,
Yeah, it's good.
and I saw that the trend of the cats getting adopted.
Yes.
It's like a train coming out of Paws at the Mall.
Yeah, it really is. We've just got so many. And I was there yesterday, and we have like 32 cats there right now. So we keep filling those cages for anyone.
32?
Yeah. So anyone interested in adopting, we have some kittens.
Is that a
there, too.
lot or a little?
It's a lot.
Okay.
But
Must
we're
be-
just
must be
with the
kitten
kittens.
season.
Yeah, whenever there's
kitten
kittens that
season.
are still, we still got the kittens coming in, and of course we have all the puppies
Right.
that will be showing next week.
But everybody should go online to aacspca.org and you can check out Milo, who is ready to go. He is ready for just a chill home. He's a great little purebred mini poodle that's just wants to.
Yes, he's a great lap dog, and he still has lots of energy. He's a senior, but you can see he's got a whole lot of energy, and he actually gets along great with the dogs here in the office, and he likes to bark sometimes, as you hear.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's right. He's got a lot to say.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But there's plenty of animals at the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, and certainly Milo should be at the top of anyone's list to do that. Or you may want to talk to some of the other dogs out there. You've got Amy that's chattering outside the
And
door.
Lisa,
You've got Lisa,
who we
who's
featured last week.
And what's a follow-up on her? Do we know anything more? I know that she was having testing for cancer, and
We did some testing, and unfortunately the results didn't look so good, so we have an appointment with an oncologist, and we're going to be speaking with them today to get a plan together for
and
her.
see what the treatment plan is for her.
Yeah, we got all the x-rays, and we have everything we need to make a plan now.
She would make a perfect dog. She's super friendly
really
for somebody for, I think as you said last week, Billy, for whatever time she's got left, she's just going to be, she seems a little bit obstinate. She might stick around for
That's right.
quite some time.
She's a fighter.
Again, thank you to Annapolis Subaru for the Operation Warm.
Absolutely.
Keeping Anne Arundel County warm. And if you buy a Subaru, you can go to AnnapolisSubaru.com and turn the heat up, and the car will keep you warm too.
That is true. The heat is very nice.
There is a lot of smiling, happy kids running around town with new coats, which is great. So thank you to Subaru.
Yeah.
Thanks for the help.
That's got to really feel good for, let's take the corporate do-gooding out of it.
Sure.
But just for everybody that came over from Annapolis Subaru, just from a human perspective, that just makes you feel so good. How many car dealerships are there in town that didn't do that? How many businesses that didn't do that? So kudos to you guys again for everything that you do. And you're thinking about out of the box about things to do. I mean, you help the environment, you help the, you did socks last year. You've got, the Ullman House, which we just wrapped up, with the Share the Love event, certainly the SPCA. So you guys are
Thank you.
knocking it out of the park.
We're just doing the best we can, trying to do the right things,
Next year, your local charity, the Old Guys Getting Injured Playing Lacrosse Fund.
Look what we just created. This is great.
That will be the next local charity for Share the Love.
We'll see what happens.
But we will see you next week. Again, the websites that you need to remember are aacspca.org and AnnapolisSubaru.com. And the name you need to remember is Milo.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple-authorized service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX. which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.